So what up, yo? Hope y'all doing good. I'm doing good myself, and it's a lovely evening. You know, the sun all day. Hope your morning is all right. And welcome to this podcast of mine. I'm trying to upload every day. So this is how I do it. When you have an idea to do something, and you feel passionate about it, I feel like you should invest as much energy as it takes to get it done. So today we're gonna be talking about J. Cole. He just released his new album. I'm saying just, but the album has been out for a while now. It's been almost a month. I remember when it came out to the week before my exams, and my exams were like in the from the 11th to the 22nd of May, so it's already been a long time. And for a lot of people, the album didn't do as much as the hype that was behind it, But I thought I would discuss it because I think J. Cole is a very interesting artist. At least for me, from my perspective. I've been listening to him since like 2013 or 12. I don't remember well. Yeah, Born Sinner, that was it was like back then I didn't have a phone, didn't have my MP3. Where's that shit? Oh, it's charging. I'm one of the few person left still using MP3s, and sometimes it fucking bothers me.
Yeah, you're stupid. You still use an MP3. Stupid.
No, but that's
what time?
but that's cool. That's cool.
Did you travel through time?
But that's cool because.
You stupid motherfucker.
But that makes me.
Nigga, you work fucking about 1K in about around 3 weeks, and then you still use that. You fucking.
But that makes me stand out. You don't understand. That makes me stand out. Like when everybody is like I'm at the subway, because we have these large subway connections here in Montreal. So I'm in the subway. We call it the metro. So I'm in the metro, and then everybody's putting out their phones and selecting songs or whatever, listening to podcasts. Actually, yeah, I have a phone, but I use it only to listen to the podcast. By the way, if you're into discussion and podcasts, you should check out Charlemagne Dagad and Andrew Schul's podcast called Brilliant Idiots. That shit is amazing. I've been listening to it almost like every day when I go to work, and it's one of the things that inspired me to start making my own show that I'm doing right now. Surprise, I guess. But that shit is amazing. Yeah. So I'm always listening to it on my phone when I commute to work. So I find it's a very good thing to say. When you're going to work in the morning, it's better if you have something to listen to, or even if you have if your job allows you to work while listening to music. I would think that most jobs would. I would think, because what the hell, we're in 2018, what the fuck? You should be able to listen to music while you work, unless it's like teaching. But even then, they have like breaks, so you can listen to a podcast. Anyways, getting back to J. Cole, I feel like for his last two projects, it's been two projects now, that he isn't getting the response you would expect from him. And there's like motherfuckers like this nigga who are always dissing him. So I feel like J. Cole, if you ever listen to Forest Hills Drive, like
I'm not paid to
did you listen to Forest Hills Drive? You don't even know it. Listen to that shit and then tell me how J. Cole is a bad rapper, bad musician, bad artist.
J. Cole lives off of sucking those fucking sucky-ass rappers for life. That's why he
What's wrong with you?
He sucks dick for a living.
What's wrong with you?
Peace out, bitch.
What's wrong? There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Literally. Anyways, forget about that. Some people are just crazy. Some people
Yeah,
just
they
need to be
all
locked
think-
up somewhere.
think I'm
But
stupid,
anyways,
I'm stupid.
anyway, J. Cole, since Forest Hills Drive, that was end of 2014. Every project he's put out, it was either criticized, didn't get the critics to rate it the way you would expect the J. Cole project to be rated as, and of course the J. Cole stands. I wouldn't consider myself a J. Cole stands because I'm able to distance myself from the music and listen to it as objectively as possible, and as such I found that J. Cole's music is not that it's bad. I feel like something that went wrong from First Hills Drive to this point, to this point. No, hear me out. To this point, the thing I feel like has been going wrong is because I'm not playing both sides. I'm trying to express this as clear as I can possibly do it. So the thing I feel like went wrong with J. Cole is because his music started to get a lot less personal. And anybody who's listened to his discography, his catalog, would understand. Like from
We didn't tell you to say this.
listen to it. No. If you ever listen to J. Cole's music, from Forest Hills Drive to his latest projects, like say For Your Eyes Only, that shit was a good album, but people didn't like it. I feel like the reason why people keep hating on his projects is because his projects.
Talking J. Cole.
Why would I be so? I don't even know J. Cole. I don't even know the dude.
Why are you talking about him? If you
I don't know him personally. I know him. His music. His music is very good.
cash out. I'm always.
His music is very good, but I don't know the nigga.
Snapchat, Instagram. I'm on Snapchat. Man.
But anyways, I feel like since his music has been getting less and less personal, I feel like a lot of people either don't connect with it the way they were supposed to, maybe because of the distance between them and like some of the personas he presents on his albums. So I feel like maybe that is the thing that is hurting the reception of his music. But musically speaking, like if you look into the lyrics, like For Your Eyes Only, that shit, you wouldn't say that shit is whack. That shit was good. But like a lot of people say, J. Cole's music is not like music you can listen to. Like it takes you, like, you know, like Drake's music, you can put that shit on anywhere, anytime. He has like anything for anywhere, anytime, any mood. But like for certain artists, even Kendrick Lamar, and I feel like that is one thing that limits them from getting like the amount of like commercial success they could be getting. Like those types of artists, even though Kendrick Lamar on his last album Dame, he tried to be more commercial, to touch on different subjects like love, lust, things like, you know, like the titles of his songs on the album. Wait a minute, I need to scratch my balls. Itchy bar. My balls were getting itchy. Okay, anyways, back to that shit. Back to that shit. You know, like Dame, it was more of a commercial thing. Even if he kept that personal, but he kept that personal shit. But with J. Cole, the thing we haven't seen, like For Your Eyes Only, of course, there's like some theories circulating about the story on the album. But like something everybody agrees upon is that for the most part of the album, J. Cole is not talking from his own perspective. He's talking from perspective of his friend. And on the end track where he's talking about, he's talking to the friend's child and explaining to him what happened to his father. That which was one of the most dope I think the track is called "For Your Eyes Only." It's the title track. That song was very good. So that's like storytelling at its best. The only song I compared it to is um even change is like off of "For Your Eyes Only." That song was amazing. I'm not a J. Cole fan. I'm just a fan, but that song was amazing. I don't know why people don't give J. Cole his credit. I mean, and now on this new project KOD, he outdid himself. He stayed on point. The thing that most people, like from the Needle Drop, that what Anthony Fantano, he always criticized J. Cole for like jumping from subject to subject, like, and I agree to some point, like from Born Sinner, sometimes he be talking about some shit and then he throws in some fucking awkward line about gay people, or maybe awkward line about fucking bitches, and why he was like talking about some serious shit, and I'm like, what the fuck, man, you just jumped from here to here, you just went from 0 to 100, what the fuck, stay on point. But like on Forest Hill Drive,
don't see your hands.
He
There you go.
On Forest Hill Drive, he tried to he was more direct, and I feel like the fact that the story was more of a personal story, it made it easy for the audience to connect with him. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to For Your Eyes Only, the story wasn't that direct. Plus, he was talking about some shit like, if you're not a black person, or maybe a person in the minorities, or maybe somebody who lives in the hood, or maybe somebody who lives in the fucking urban environment, you're not gonna relate. Or if you don't have like friends who've lived that life, you're not gonna relate. But of course, I respect that. I respect his artistry and him not giving out. Like, I always said, I don't remember this video I was doing about like Mixcraft and shit, and I went on a rant. You can find it somewhere if you go through my videos, from my Mixcraft videos. By the way, I'll be posting more Mixcraft videos, and tell me in the comments if you need me to post some shit about if you need some tutorials for Ableton Live. I'll be grateful. I'll be happy to do it too, because I've been working in Ableton Live for the last 5 months, so I've gotten used to it. And actually some of my tracks, and I got an album out. Just giving myself a fucking plug. You go on Spotify, type in Red Capo, you're gonna see my new album. It's called LUM Opus. You can search for it. That shit is amazing. It's all instrumental album. If you check that out on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever the fuck you're using, that would mean a lot to me. So, shameless plug. Let's get it. Go listen to that shit. It's kind of jazz, alternative rock. I'm not doing that, and I have a new project I'm working on. It's gonna be all rap this time, because I've kind of strayed away. I've been making, of course I make beats every day, because like I said, I'm trying to make myself more grounded by finding some routine. Like successful people, they have some sort of routine, so I'm trying to I have my own routine by now, and I'm trying to follow it through and add some more things to it, because you don't need to, it's not good to get comfortable, so you have a routine, but you can keep adding on to it. You have like the core, some of the things that are never gonna change, but to not be too much comfortable, you have to change some stuff. Like, say I read one book every week, like say that, but maybe instead of doing that, you can do that the first month, and then the second month you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna read 2 books. Why not? Plus you're getting better at your reading speed. and you can switch it. Like the third month, you can be like, I'm gonna read 3 books, and one of the books is gonna be in another language, like say Spanish or something. So that's gonna force you to learn a new language, maybe. Or if you've already studied some Spanish, because I've took some Spanish class, and if you live in the United States or in Canada, you know, like there's some classes you cannot go like from high school to college without ever meeting Spanish. It cannot happen. You're gonna find it somewhere along the way. So if you've ever took like some Spanish class, you can read like a children's book in Spanish just to keep the momentum of the language. The other thing I try to do, like I remember I tried to study Japanese, but I fucked up. I stopped the course. I was studying the hiragana, but I stopped for some reason. Oh, I remember. I started school and that shit. my last semester, college semester. So I was like, no, fuck this. I have to keep studying because I didn't want to fuck up physics. So I always get some fucking stupid ass grades in physics. So I was like, I have to work on this. So either way, even then I had like, when I was studying, like I had like a routine, like come from school, do like 20 or maybe 10 physics exercises, do some chemistry. I have to do some of this every day, and I can vary it, I can mix it up, switch it depending of whether I have an exam or not. So just to get back to the point, you need some routine to keep you grounded, and that's a good thing. And you can switch it up so you don't get too much comfortable. That's the advice I would give anybody trying to get their life together. So anyways, back to J. Cole. I feel like the moment his music started to be less about him, people started to kind of disconnect. And I feel like J. Cole, KLD, first of all, KLD is an amazing album. I want to say this. That album is one of the albums where I see like it's focused to the point. I couldn't believe the first time I heard it. I couldn't believe this was J. Cole, because usually J. Cole like kind of jumps off. He doesn't stay on the subject, but all the way from track 1 to the last track, he's on point about the drugs, about the younger generation and the drug culture. And of course there's this track, I think it's Brackets, where he talks about taxes, but even then it's still kind of contained. He makes it feel like it's back connected to the effects of drugs and wanting to fight off the pain. Like, the album is amazing. I'm still listening to some of the tracks from the album because I don't have enough space on my fucking MP3, so I have to delete some songs to add on a few. But I'm still bumping J. Cole, you can be sure of that, which is a very good thing. And I'm bumping that Daytona, like I said on my last video. So I think J. Cole, if he wants, the next J. Cole album needs to be about him, like his last 2 projects. Like, and I'ma predict this: the next J. Cole album is gonna be a personal project. I'ma tell you this. J. Cole, the last the project that J. Cole I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just getting too fucking serious. But I'ma tell you this, and if I'm right, tell me what you think. Then if what the fuck am I say Jake Paul? What the fuck? It doesn't even have anything to do with each other. If J. Cole drops a new project, it's gonna be a more personal project, because right now the last 2 projects he gave us, it was kind of personal, but it was from a distance. It could have been another person he was talking about, even if he was talking about like his taxes and shit, and like on ATM talking about money and how it corrupts people. yes, it's kind of personal, but it could be from another person's. It could be from another person's perspective. You get me? I'm trying to articulate these words. Anyways, I think I have a speech impairment. I can't seem to pronounce everything right. So what the fuck, man? But that's when I'm speaking. That's when I'm trying to speak in my fucking trying to get on that fucking black American accent. You know what I'm saying? But when I talk, when I try to talk in my African accent, there is no problem, because I know I can talk like any way I want to, because it just comes naturally. So what the fuck? But I'm trying to get on that fucking my Afro-American accent. But anyways, tell me what you should tell me what you think about that. I know I'm recording this at night, but I hope you're still having a good motherfucking morning, listening to this bumping days in your car, or maybe you're listening to J. Cole. Tell me what you think about that. Do you think the next J. Cole project is gonna be a more personal project? I feel like J. Cole could go anywhere from KOD, because KOD was like, I don't even know why that album wasn't that successful. Let me check out like how much how the sales were. But I'm pretty sure it was less than Dame. But anyways, and I never really got the hype about Dame. I felt like it was a good project. Yeah, he sold almost 400,000 equivalents of album units, which is very dope, because I think Dame sold like 600,000. Yeah, he sold 603,000 units. So it's almost like a 200,000 difference. It's rather but it did better than Justin Timberlake's album, which is kind of impressive. You know, like lately, yeah, rap is the new is like the new pop. You know, like there's this pop artists. They're trying to rap. They're trying to get on their fucking savage shit because they know it's gonna sell. Like everybody is trying to rap. Even you see like some fucking indie folk band that is like obscure, nobody knows about it. Then you're like, they're trying to incorporate some fucking trap drums in the background. You know, like everybody's trying to eat. You know, like that's what shows you when a fucking genre is becoming like is becoming the definition of pop. You know, like at some point dubstep become like the new pop. Everybody was having dubstep elements in their pop music, you know, but nowadays it seems like trap music, rap, that's like the new shit. Anyways, J. Cole did almost 400, and it was like number one on a Billboard, so that was good for him. I wonder how much did let me see. I feel like did that nigga did Post Malone, how much did Post Malone sell? You know? Excuse me. How much did Post Malone sell? You're the fucking Post Malone fan, and you don't even know how much.
Post Malone, this bitch.
How much did he sell?
What?
His album. How much did he sell?
Free Bronx and Bentleys?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's actually number 2 on fucking Billboard 200. So Danny, oh, he's doing good.
Yeah, Free Bronx, Bentley, yeah.
But the album, I listened to it. That shit is trash.
Yeah, you can suck my.
That shit is trash. Post Malone is
You never
trash.
listened to Post Malone, so
I
fuck.
did. You know, like at the beginning, I was a big fan of Post Malone. But as he went, I feel like some artists should just shut their fucking mouth. Just don't fucking speak up during interviews. I feel like, because something that made me like fucking stop listening to his music, that fucking interview, the one I told you to search, where he's like, "Oh, don't listen to rap music if you want to feel something." I'm like, really? How shallow are you? Plus, feelings, that's like a fucking emotional shit. That shit is subjective. So whatever is making you feel a certain type of way yourself, it doesn't mean it's gonna make me feel a certain type of way. It depends on people, you know. So you can't just be like, everybody, if you want to feel, don't listen to that's fucked up, and that's fucking one-dimensional. It's stupid. Okay, be the devil's advocate. Advocate for him. Why is it?
Suck this dick, and if you think Post Malone ain't better, well,
See?
go fuck yourself.
This stupid ass fucking Post Malone stand. I'm like, that's it. I'm not saying he's not a good artist. The dude can sing, and he has some talent, but I feel like he's over. You know, like in the, you know, some people like in the rap community, you know, when somebody is like bringing something kind of new to the landscape of rap, sometimes like there's some people who don't like listen to other genres, and when they see like Post Malone doing some fucking like country music, or maybe he does kind of country, or maybe rock, but people who are not like too deep into like rock music or like country music. I'm not that into country music, so I cannot be like, oh my god, Post Malone is so talented. I need somebody who's like a pro in country music, who's listened to like fucking Hank Williams or like the other country music artists. I need somebody who's like well versed in that genre to be able to tell me how to put that in perspective, like how good is he. If you took him out of rap and you took some of his songs where he's like singing with the guitar, how good is that? How would it compare to the fucking to other country music or rock musician? So I cannot speak on that. But sometimes there's these times where like even XXXTentacion, I feel like sometimes he's too overhyped. And the same thing happened with like A$AP Rocky. And his album was, I feel like his latest album, I tried to listen to it and that shit is so fucking repulsive. I'm telling you, I couldn't even listen to it. There's some bangers on it, but I wouldn't. I don't think I deleted it even. I had like I deleted it from my iTunes. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be listening to it. It's called Testing, but it's doing good. It's like 4th on the Billboard 200, so that's good. Kudos for him. I feel like there was experimenting, and that's good. But some people are like, oh, he's experimenting, so that means it's good. No, fucking no. It doesn't mean it's good. It just means he's trying new stuff out, and if he's trying new stuff out, we're gonna judge him by the standards of the new stuff he's trying to do. Like if he's trying, like he has that song where he's like singing and there's the guitar. Damn, boy. Was that shit recorded in the studio or what? It sounds like it was recorded in the fucking bathroom. What the fuck, my nigga? You tell me you live in this fucking high fashion life, you're getting this fucking Gucci stuff and shit, and the chains and the rings and the diamond shit, and you're living in like London, but your recording sounds like shit, my nigga. Come on. I know it's like artistic, but fuck that. Anybody could just fucking put distortion on anything, put the fuzz on anything. It doesn't mean it's artistic just because you adding some fucking distortion and some grit. Nah, nigga, it has to have some substance. You can sing even XXXTentacion. I get his music sometimes. I get why people. I don't care. It's my shit. That's it. It's as long as my dick, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
I bet your dick is about fucking 1 inch.
It goes on and on. It hasn't finished.
Oh shit. Ain't nobody gonna listen to something that's fucking about 2 hours.
No. I don't care. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't care. If you listen to this, I don't care. No, I actually care. Thank you for listening. But if you're not gonna listen, I'm not making money off of this.
Well, that's free.
I'm doing this for myself, nigga. Anyway, back to the point. What the fuck was I saying? Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna try out a new genre, you need to be judged by that new genre's standards. And most of these artists who are like, oh, I'm a rapper, but I'm gonna try some new stuff, and they don't do it justice. If you're really going in there, go in there. Do your fucking studies. Learn some new shit, but don't just stay on the fucking surface. I feel like XXXTentacion. If you do, I tried it because I listened to so much fucking indie folk shit and some fucking rock music. I tried to listen to country, but I can't really get into it that much. But I tried to listen to XXXTentacion's albums. I get like the fucking lo-fi shit to make it sound like it's personal. It kind of was like Jocelyn Flores. That shit was personal, but I feel like the song stayed on the fucking surface. That nigga is as an artist, he just stays on the fucking surface. I feel like he gets more credit than he should be getting. And I feel like most artists, like Post Malone, falls into that category too. I'm not saying he doesn't have good melodies or like a good ear for like some good ass guitar, but even the guitar, if you compare his like fucking guitar lines to anything, if you ever listen to like fucking rock music and shit, it doesn't match up to anything, my nigga. Which is why I feel like from the beginning he said he wants to be a rock star. He has some fucking rock songs even, I think, where he's wearing like some fucking blue thong and shit. Did you see that? Yo, did you see that fucking Post Malone rock song where he's wearing a fucking blue thong? Yeah. It's fucking stupid. No, it's fucking stupid. But I feel like sometimes I feel like that's like the true.
Those are people who got style. What's your style? You ain't even got no style, bitch. And stop eating that shit.
Did you listen to my shit? How can you say I don't have style?
Listen to your fucking.
So how can you say I don't have a style?
Shit is whack. It's whack.
Yo, you all need to listen to my music.
How many people do they listen to your shit? Nobody.
I'm telling you. Plus, I started making some money off of Spotify. I be sending them the invoice, you know, like. But anyways, I feel like until I get some fucking sponsors sponsoring this shit, we should be partying. Back to my points I want to make. I feel I'm gonna make the prediction I made is that J. Cole's next album, if it's gonna be great, like a classic, like to that level of Forest Hills Drive, it needs to be a more personal album. I feel like that's the way he has to go in order to get his sales up, to compete with like Kendrick Lamar and the Drakes and the others who are like selling a lot of albums for the first week. And the other point I made, if you just skip through the whole thing, even if I would hope that you listen to the whole thing, because you might learn a thing or two listening to these types of content. And if you learn something, you tell me in the comments below. You hit me up on Instagram. I'm always there, nigga. I don't mean if you consider yourself a nigga. Anybody. I'm always there. Anybody listening? The second thing I want to talk about was a routine. You need a routine. By your routine, you don't have to be trapped in a fucking routine, because then you get predictable and your life gets boring, basically. So you gotta have a base. You set up a base and you make sure it's strong. You know, like I set myself up to be like, every day when I come from work, I'm gonna fucking do some fucking crunches for my goddamn belly, because I was starting to gain some fat on my belly. So I was like, I'm gonna do some fucking crunches, do some exercises for my arms, for my, I don't know how you call these, neck handles, maybe. I don't know how you call that. And I'm supposed to be going into studying some fucking medicine shit. But fuck it. I told myself that, and I told myself I'm starting this shit, doing the podcast. Hopefully it will get more people to listen in. Hopefully it will be a place where we can share ideas. If you're subscribed to the channel, and if you're not subscribed, I would encourage you to subscribe, because I'll be putting up, I'm gonna try to upload like every day if it's possible. If not, I'm gonna upload like 2-3 times a week, just for you, because I want you to listen, you know. Anyways, routine. Get the base established and follow it through, and then add on top of that, and keep switching it out. Never get comfortable. That's why I always tell people, never get comfortable. Never ever. I'm not saying you shouldn't be comfortable in your life, you know, like speaking to people, messing around. You should be comfortable, but in your routine, make sure you never get too comfortable where change is gonna hurt you. That's the other thing we talked about. And the last thing was shallow artistry. I feel like if you're gonna do any genre, do it justice. Don't just do it to be like, oh my god, I'm not just a rapper, now I'm a fucking rock star because I did this song. If you really claim you like fucking rock star or whatever, your songs that you kind of categorizing as rock or indie or whatever, or like progressive or electro, they should be judged according to the standards of the genre you're trying to fucking put them in. So that way you don't get some fucking people who just pull out some fucking random shallow music that doesn't do justice to the genres they were trying to put them in, and get away with it just because they're like, I'm bringing the diversity to the game. So it's not about diversity, it's about substance. The substance, the elements. What the fuck are you bringing to the table? You're not bringing to the table anything? Fuck off, don't pretend. And I feel like artists like XXXTentacion, I feel like artists like Post Malone, they capitalize off of that. That was the last point I made. So I hope you're having a good fucking morning or fucking evening. I hope the Lord smiles on you today. Make you enjoy your day even more. Peace, I'm out. Subscribe, comment, like. Check me out on Spotify. I got a new album out, ALUM Opus. Check that out. It's an instrumental album, and I'm working on my fucking rap album, and it's gonna be bangers everywhere. Bangers. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed when I drop that shit. And I'm almost done. I only need like 8. I think I'm gonna make it 8 or 9 tracks, because you know Spotify, when you put under 6 tracks, it doesn't classify it as an album. It becomes an EP, and people can't find it easily. So I learned the hard way. So right now I'm trying to get those 9 tracks together, make them bangers, make them have something to say. Sorry. And I'ma see you when it drops. I'ma see you next time. I'm gonna drop a new podcast. But have a good one. Like I say, subscribe. Check me out on Spotify. Listen to that shit. Check me out on Apple Music. Add me on Instagram. It's at Radcapo. At Radcapo.
Add me on Snapchat.
At Radcapo. Whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck, nigga.
You ain't got no Snapchat. You ain't got no Instagram, bitch.
I got Instagram. I got Spotify. I got everything.
No,
it doesn't matter.
So technically, you ain't got no.
Anyways, like I was saying, subscribe.
Nigga,
You're gonna get some new content. You're gonna get some gems. And I feel like if we can get this shit popping, I'm gonna get my connections, and then we're gonna start bringing in some like artists from this area, you know, like from Montreal. I'm gonna start to get some fucking artists from this area to come into this podcast, and then we can discuss shit about the music landscape. So if you're interested into that, subscribe, and we'll see how it goes, because we're trying to grow this shit, grow the crowd, get the conversation going. So if you listen to this, I'm very grateful. Have a nice day. Make sure you subscribe, follow me up, and have a good one.